Hello, it's me, the JB Blues, and yeah, it's been tired. It's been a long day. It's been a little while. You may have noticed since the last upload, which was Kingfish, wasn't it? I think, um, and that's because going back to one of my previous videos, if you look back, uh, it's because it's due to um, yet more of YouTube's fun and games. Um, uh, Basically, I've spent 4 days, no longer than that. I've actually spent a week from creating, editing, and then trying. And I spent 4 days trying to upload in different ways. My latest video, which was the first, basically going to be the first sort of venturing from strict blues, really. Although I suppose Rory and Stevie, okay, but more into the blues/rock sort of sphere. And I thought, who better to start with but uh, the famous Led Zepp, bit of early Led Zepp. But then I think that's the problem. The very, very, very famous Led Zepp, who of course still make a good deal of money for whoever owns the copyright to their performances and recordings. So therein lies the issue. I'm not just getting I've uploaded it, the video, to YouTube, but Studio Creator, God, I think 3 times now, in 3 different versions, with sort of gaps in as a last resort, which I hate doing. Just there are 3 different ways, hoping that it'll go from a complete worldwide block, which is what I keep getting, so no one can see it, down to at least just a copyright strike or something, so at least somebody can see it, you know. But no, I've just tried again now this morning. Like I say, with one with I've inserted copyright sort of gaps into to break up the actual song performance. No, blocked again. So I can't think of an out, a way out of this one for that particular video. So massive waste of time for a week. Massive waste of my time again. It's not going to see the light of day. You're not going to see it, unfortunately, despite my best efforts. So I'm not ready to moan, really. I'm just to sort of explain why you've not seen anything new up in the last sort of week or so since Kingfish, really. The Kingfish video. Got a new background, as you might see. Got my thought I'd display my little tidgy widgy cheapy guitar collection. There's a nice background for the channel, for the videos, for the shooting. But also the wall they want, I want to stick a nice picture on there, so it's a bit small anyway, that one. So there they are. That was my Christmas present, the black telly, 70s sort of style telly this year, or last year. That's something I bought this time last year, which is warped to buggery, the neck. And it's something gets really damp and wet in a garage, and someone's left it there, and then they decided to sell it on eBay. Every time I pick it up, that's what it smells like. It smells really horrible, sort of smell of damp, off-rotting plywood from inside. Because I think it's just plywood. It's just an old JHS, John Hornby SKU, just sort of sub £100 dreadnought, really. But the neck's like that. It sort of goes like that, where it joins the body. It goes like that, and the frets are just non-existent really, so you can't really chord properly on it. But what was it, 40 quid when you use it as strings, and then move my head. There's me bits and pieces. Again, JHS is an old Encore. JHS should be again a 70s style Strat, because the scratch plate there when it originally came had the sort of the mother of pearl overlay sort of thing. Because of its age and where it had been kept. Again, I think it's kept in somewhere damp again. From the smell of the gig bag that it came in. That started to peel off and come off, and it just came off in the end, which is a shame because I like the old sort of fake mother of pearl 70s look. It's pretty cool, isn't it? But anyway, it's not black, it's blue, dark blue there. But it's okay. I've done so much work to that to try and make it playable and get it working. The main problem was, if you look straight up, I've had to put a sort of a guitar pick in the neck pocket on one side to straighten the neck, because it was, well, that's my sister. The neck was like that or that. So when you put the strings on, you can only tell when you put the strings on. When you put the strings on, you can see they were coming off the end of the thing. The thinnest string was actually coming off the end of the side of the fingerboard, where it sort of joined the body. So then I thought I've got to figure out some way of straightening it, So that seems to work quite well. It's like I say, it's only a guitar pick, but it did the job. And but you'll see it's got no strings on at the minute. My biggest problem, to be honest, was wiring the thing, because it needed rewiring, and I didn't have a soldering iron. That was a whole different saga. I didn't have a soldering iron. Borrowed my brother's. Immediately broke. Bought one off quick. What was it? Oh, some do-it-yourself website. Very well known. Screwfix. It came, turned it on, burnt out immediately. Same as then I had to spend 20 quid on a more specialist sort of like. So they make soldering irons just for a basic soldering iron. And then when I took all the stuff off and everything, there was no sort of indication about what, because the wires were wrong, different colours. They weren't the usual sort of colours that you'd find on a Fender wiring diagram for a Strat, for the pots and for the selector switch and that. So I had to guess basically. I'm thinking, am I going to do this? Plug it in and bloody electrocute myself. So far I've been lucky I haven't. So it's not the best soldering job, but I'm getting better at it anyway. But I've had to have a go so many times now that the actual wires leading from the pickups and from the pots there, see that, and there, and the selector switch, which goes through to there, to the jack, to the cable jack input, are now so short because I've had to try and do it again and again, because it was just either a dirty solder or burnt, or it was too burnt because of the ones that burnt out in the fire. That there's absolutely no slack at all left, so I can't rewire it again. A bit of a saga. But it's out of the three, it's my favourite one, to be honest, to play, because it's just so comfortable. I've done all the work. So that's a new bridge. I've had to because of the dampness and everything. All of the screws, as you'll see there on the pick guard, and all of the screws there on the bridge, the 6 screws there, they hold the bridge in, and there on the input jack, the wood was damp, and the screw holes had just sort of disintegrated, so all of the screws were just turning, or just weren't, or just coming out basically, which obviously is a problem. So I had to basically glue and peg all the holes and resync them, and then screw everything back on, so it's all as it should be now. But the main issue is the trem. I don't have a floating trem anymore. I don't use the whammy bar, as they like to call it, because I like to do my sort of my pathetic Rory Gallagher impression with a fixed bridge. It's fixed down flat anyway, in the back with extra springs on and everything, and a wooden block in the back to stop it moving, which is probably best because, as I say, the claw, which is in the back, which has 2 screws that holds it in, which is what you use to sort of balance against the actual whammy bar with the springs, basically, if you know how strats work, the bridges work. They can only be screwed straight, right down, basically, because there's no wood left. There's no wood in the holes left, really, and with a pegging and that to sort of adjust if you wanted to. So yeah, I've had an actual Strat, USA made, brand new Strat, which I bought from a very well known UK high street music retailers, which was blue actually, and it was knocked down from £1,000 to 830, I think, because it was blue. Blue seems to be an unpopular colour for guitars. I don't know why. And it was lovely. It had Tex-Mex pickups, and it was lovely. Yeah, I've never had an actual USA made telly. That's like an Indian copy. And I did have a very nice sort of mid-range Yamaha acoustic, which was very nice. But if you want a very nice acoustic for not much money, I really recommend the Yamaha F310, which you can usually pick up on eBay second hand, or new. They're not that much. They're more than they used to be. They're over 100 now, but they used to be around about 100. I've had a couple of those actually. They're really nice. As sort of a basic sort of smaller bodied dreadnought, really, and fret lovely and very nice. And for a relatively cheap Strat, I've had a Squire Classic Vibe 50s with a maple neck, which was lovely, absolutely lovely. That was also a really good one. But what I'm really after at the minute is my favourite. It's probably the guitar I've had most copies of, types of, and the actual thing is the SG, just because it's so comfortable. I just love SGs. They suit me. It's comfortable. The pickups can be a bit. If it's a cheap SG, like all humbucking pickups, if they're not very good ones, they can sound just like mushy mud, to be honest. But I've had the real thing as well, which was lovely, and lovely high, not high frequency actually, but lovely clear classic, pickups that you can push with like a treble boost or something if you wanted to. But I think my favourite thing, tone wise, I ever had for someone who's a Rory fan was I had my USA Strat with the sort of hottish pickups, Tex-Mex, and I had a small tube Vox AC4, Vox, for the days of taste, which Rory was famous for using. And I bought a Boss, I think it was a BDS2 or something like that, the Blues Driver, because I couldn't find like a Dallas Rangemaster sort of treble boosting sort of clone pedal at the time. So I used that and turned it a treble, and I actually got close. To Rory's tone with the treble booster, the Strat, and the little Vox valve amp, which of course is also set up for the famous setup for Brian May and Queen, who got the idea off Rory. Actually asked Rory one day when they saw him, how do you get the tone your sound? And he said, there's this Dallas Rangemaster treble booster, and that's what, through a Vox, and that's what obviously through what Brian May uses through his wall of AC30s. over the years. So, so I don't know. I've gone into guitars here. Anyway, sorry if you put up with this for 15 minutes. Well done. So, anyway, ciao for now. I will try and put something else up soon. It's probably going to be something a bit more obscure than Led Zeppelin and a bit more obscure than Rory or Stevie Ray. Something probably more classically blues based. ASA is something up there for us to watch. You to watch, for me to sort of react to, and we'll get past the YouTube. I'll go with them. So, yeah, take care, stay safe, ciao for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.